Welcome, America. This is your boy, Mr. Controversy, representing the three-point conversion presents Making the Cut. I'm on Sports Battlegrounds, and this is my NFL diary. Well, what a week 12. What a week 12. A lot of surprises, a lot of horrible play. Let's get to it. Of course, you know, Mr. Controversy, we was missing the action last week, but we here again. So let's start out with none other than Mr. Controversy's counterfeit teams. Can't talk today, people. My first counterfeit team is the Detroit Lions. Counterfeit. It's been a lot of people been saying that the Lions was going to shock some people. They were going to mess around and win the NFC North, which is, honestly, they're still in it. They still do it. But might go on and win an NFC championship or go to the NFC championship game. You know what that get. Stop it. Now, I've been saying it's funny because the first NFL diary, I called the Lions as my NFL, NFL Week 1 counterfeit team. And we're going back to the future, as they say. Come on, man. As good as that defense is, and all of that talent, you can't score on offense? You have all that talent on offense. Golden Tate, who's been a big surprise. Everybody thought he was going to be a nice, nice addition, but wow, not like this. He already has 1,000 yards. We're going into week 13. Okay, yes, Calvin been hurt, but Calvin been back the last 2 games. Just as long as he's on the field, that should be and with Golden Tate on the other end, come on, man. That's because you're going to have to double team Calvin. So that should be an automatic win right there. Can't do anything. The rookie Ebron dropping passes, looking horrible. The line isn't playing that well. The offensive line, I think, was ranked number 2 last year. But this year, they're not giving Stafford any time. And, of course, you know how Stafford is. Stafford is going to, when he's playing with Calvin, he's going to force it to Calvin. That's how he do. But it's just like they can't score any points. And we all know if you can't score any points, you can't win. And I understand he went to Arizona last week. And then this past week they went to New England. Played great teams, probably the 2 best teams in the NFL on the road. But you come up with nothing? Even with Arizona, you drove down, you had chances, but you kept killing yourself, kept shooting yourself in the foot. Again, counterfeit. I thought the culture was going to change with Caldwell as a coach, and it has a little bit, but still, sorry Lions. Trust me, they're going to fall again. Not because I think they're playing, because my Bears, no, they're going to fall again. This is what they do. This shouldn't be a surprise. They do this all the time. So, Detroit Lions, counterfeit. My second NFL counterfeit team. You know what? It's like we're going back to the future for real, because I also had the San Francisco 49ers as my first counterfeit team. And this week, Mr. Controversy's counterfeit team. Counterfeit. Yes, they won. They beat the Tennessee Volunteers. I'm sorry. Washington Redskins. That's who they beat. Yeah. Beat the Washington Redskins. But come on, man. Y'all struggled. Y'all had to come back to win that game. The score was what, 17-13? Or 20, whatever it was. It was close. Y'all had to come back in the last, few minutes to win that game. Come on, man. With all that talent. Yeah, okay, you missing Bowden. You missing Patrick Willis. That's no excuse. You still have a decent quarterback, Kaepernick. You still have 2 good running backs. The wide receivers, you still have Bowden. You still have Vernon Davis. And where is he? Did he check out? Is he looking to leave? What's going on with that? We're talking about Harbaugh. Let's talk about Davis. Does he want to stay with the team? We don't know. But y'all can't put up points against Washington Redskins. And then you go back to last week when they beat the Giants. You all beat the Giants, but Eli threw 5 interceptions, and still had a chance to win the game. Come on. You can't win in that division if you're not scoring points. If you can't beat weak teams like that, you're not gonna do anything when you go against not Detroit, but Seattle and Arizona. I see what happened with St. Louis. We saw what happened with St. Louis. And now look what you're doing with these weak teams. Counterfeit. All right. Have to talk about the NFC South. It's kind of embarrassing. It's funny because you got a lot of teams wishing they were a part of the NFC South. I know I do, because the Bears will be we'll definitely make it to the playoffs. But the NFC South is looking bad. The Saints look horrible. We all know about Tampa Bay. I mean, they're kind of rebuilding, so I don't, you know what I'm saying? Not really tripping on Tampa Bay. But Carolina Panthers. Good defense. But, I mean, we all know Cam is hurting, and yet still, he doesn't have anybody to throw to. He has a rookie wide receiver, but you can't depend on a rookie wide receiver to lead your wide receiver core. So, the running backs are not doing what they're supposed to do. So, the NFC South sucks. But like I said, Tampa, Carolina, with what's going on in your situation, I don't expect you to do anything. But the Saints and the Falcons, come on. Let's start with the Saints. Drew Brees, don't know what's going on with him. Is he losing his touch? I got to call my man out. Big Google, you tell me what's going on. You always talk about all his records and everything like that. All right, let me chill. This is not sports battleground where we battling. But I don't know what's going on with Brees. It's kind of embarrassing. You know how it's not to this point yet, but you know how, like in basketball or something, you see this player was always great. Now he's averaging 6 points, 8 points a game and 4 rebounds. That's how Brees is starting to look. I mean, he's putting up numbers, but he's throwing picks at the wrong time, at crucial times, and losing the game for his team. It's not good. Now you have a running game. Your defense sucks. I mean, I don't know what happened from last year to this year. I don't know. I mean, I do not know. I was thinking about trying out for the cornerback position for the Saints, but can't leave my family here. So, but anyway, then you look at the Falcons. One thing I can say about the Falcons for the last few games is they played last 2 games. They play hard. Even last week or this week against Cleveland Browns, they came back to win. I blame that loss on coaching. Of course, we all know because of the time management. So you give Cleveland Browns 4 timeouts, and you had a chance to put the game away. You call a timeout, then you come out with that bogus play at the end to get nothing, kick the field goal. Okay, you take the lead. And Cleveland Browns came back and won the game. But the Falcons, they play hard. They play like they want to win the division. So with I think Carolina is still in front. Therefore, 3-7-1? 3-7-1. Carolina, I think they're still in the lead. I think. Or they're tied. Either them or the Falcons and Saints are 4-7. The team might win the playoffs. Might make the playoffs and win that division with 6-10, which is sad. But I say this though, the Atlanta Falcons, I think they're gonna win that division. And the scary part about the South is whoever wins that division might be the hottest team, the scariest team in the NFL. The reason why I say that is most teams in the NFL late in the season, usually especially if you're like out of the playoffs, that's when they get hot. I guess they figured it out. The guys came together, but usually that's the hottest team. It's like, oh, you don't want to face that team. It's like Pittsburgh last year. You don't want to face Pittsburgh last year in the playoffs. They got cheated out the playoffs, but they were getting hot at the right time, but they missed out. It was too little, too late. Arizona was like that last year. They got hot at the right time, but I guess not at the right time. It was too late for them because they just missed the playoffs. But with the South, these teams have the chance to correct mistakes and get it together, and they still will get a home game because they'll be the division winner. So look out for whoever's coming out of the South. I know they suck right now, but in the playoffs, I'm telling you, same thing happened with. Look what happened to Seattle Seahawks. Remember how they beat the Saints? I can't remember. I think it was 2006. No, 2010 when Seattle was 8-8 or 7-9. They made the playoffs, 7-9, and that's when Beast Mode and had an incredible run against the Saints and beat the Saints, who were 10-6. So I'm telling you, that's probably the most dangerous team going into the playoffs. All right, real quick, I got to talk about Eli. I just want to say this about Eli and Tom Coughlin. When is it time to bench them? They've been in the league for a while, and they've won 2 Super Bowls, but at the same time, they stinking it up right now, especially Eli. I know he's won 2 Super Bowls, but when is it time to bench that quarterback? Tough decision, huh? I'm going to leave it like that. Then finally, my last topic I'm going to talk about is fullbacks. Let's say goodbye to the fullbacks. I think it's maybe 2 or 3 teams that still use a real fullback. I know the 49ers do. Pittsburgh, I don't think Pittsburgh, I don't know. But I can't remember. But I know 49ers do, and there's a few more. But right now, the running backs are coming back. So you would think, oh man, the fullback should make a comeback. No, the running backs are great, but they're taking advantage of the spread offenses. When you running 3 or 4 wide single back, you spreading the defense out. Of course, they have lanes to run it in. And now they're using these tight ends who they line up as a fullback, blocking tight ends, who they line up as fullbacks these days. So it's kind of sad saying goodbye to the fullback position. I think about Tom Rathman, Larry Sanders, who was a hybrid fullback, Lorenzo Neal. Who else? Who else we got? Moose. I mean, just the throwback fullbacks. Conrad, remember him from Miami? Throwback fullbacks. So we can say goodbye to them. So once again, it's Mr. Controversy, representing the 3-point conversion presents Making the Cut here on Sports Battleground, and this is my NFL diary. I want to thank everyone for watching and staying tuned, if I can say that. Just your feedback. I love the feedback. I love for you to tell me, are you tripping? Are you wrong? You don't know what you're talking about, or whatever. I love that. So I appreciate you all. Shout out to my 3-point conversion crew. 3-point conversion presents Making the Cut crew. Shout out to Big TJ. And holla. I'll see y'all next week. Watch out for us, and we might do something.